October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, also known as Intimate Partner Violence Awareness Month. Approximately 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will experience some form of intimate partner dating violence or domestic violence in their lifetime. It is very likely that someone you know is a survivor or may be suffering in silence.
Tragically, what initially appeared as a missing person case evolved into a murder mystery. Cynthia Alonzo vanished in November 2004 around the Thanksgiving holiday. The 48-year-old resided in Oakland, California with her daughter and grandchildren, eagerly anticipating the holiday season. Regrettably, Cynthia's relationship with a man named Eric Mora was marked by strife and conflict rather than love. Reports suggest their relationship was even marred by violence, prompting Cynthia's family to urge her to leave him. One November day, Teresa Jones, Cynthia's daughter, spoke with Mora over the phone in her search for her missing mother. He claimed that Cynthia had left to cool off after a heated argument heading to the store. Later, Cynthia reassured her daughter that everything would be fine and that she'd join them for Thanksgiving. However, no one has heard from or seen Cynthia since that conversation. The Charlie Project reported that a neighbor saw Cynthia entering a vehicle with Eric after her disappearance. This neighbor also revealed they were threatened by multiple individuals, warning them not to speak about what they had witnessed, lest they meet the same fate as Cynthia. Growing increasingly concerned, Teresa and her sister decided to confront Mora at his residence to inquire about their mother's whereabouts. Initially, Mora claimed he hadn't seen Cynthia for 2 weeks. However, things began to look suspicious to the worried daughters when they noticed a missing rug in the bedroom. Eric changed his story, stating he had indeed seen Cynthia the previous week when he took her to the store. Subsequently, a police investigation pointed to Eric as a person of interest. He had cuts and scratches, which he attributed to an accident involving broken glass. Additionally, investigators found bloodstains throughout Mora's home, matching both Mora and Cynthia. In February 2007, 2.5 years after Cynthia's disappearance, Eric Mora faced charges for her murder. These charges were initially dismissed, but quickly refiled when new evidence emerged. An informant revealed that Mora had confessed to beating Cynthia to death with a hammer, dismembering her body, loading the remains into his vehicle, and disposing of them in a California body of water. A cellmate also testified against him, claiming that Eric had attempted to bribe him to provide a false alibi for the time Cynthia disappeared. Ultimately, this cellmate testified against Mora despite facing violent attacks from other inmates. In February 2012, Eric Mora was convicted of second-degree murder, receiving a sentence of 15 years to life in prison. However, 4 years later, his conviction was overturned in appeals court. A year thereafter, Mora admitted to authorities that he was indeed responsible for Cynthia's murder. He confessed to burying her remains near 7th Street and Maritime Street in West Oakland. Despite numerous searches and excavations, Cynthia's remains were yet to be found. Mora pleaded guilty to her murder and received an 11-year sentence. Following the 2012 conviction, James Walker, Cynthia's brother, simply wished for Mora to reveal the location of his sister's remains. We just hope at this point Mr. Mora would do the right thing and tell us where my sister is, he expressed. And after waiting nearly 18 years, the family of Cynthia Alonzo may finally find some peace in knowing their loved one can ultimately be laid to rest.
In the East Bay, a work crew in Oakland discovered the body of a woman killed 18 years ago. The coroner has identified the body as Cynthia Linda Alonzo. She disappeared on Thanksgiving of 2004. 2 weeks ago, workers found her body wrapped in tarps in a shallow grave on the Oakland Army base. Alonzo was last seen with her boyfriend, Eric Mora, on their way to Alonzo's mother's house for dinner. In 2017, Mora was sentenced to 11 years in prison for Alonzo's murder.